Hey folks, welcome to Running Retro. Today we are going to be starting a new series called Rounding It Out, where it is from series that I have not played, and I am a little late to the party to on some games, but I have played others in the series. So I had never played the original Metroid, but I had played Metroid II. In fact, it's one of my favorite games. So we will be starting Metroid II today. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll be commentating the run. So as you can see, I played this on the Super Game Boy. We're going to go ahead and clear real fast, start a fresh game, and get this show on the road. Now I like this game because it's somewhat linear compared to the other Metroids, and I know that's a complaint for some, but I actually kind of like it. It makes for a nice alternative when you just want to play a game relatively quickly. This game is a good one to do. It does look a little samey on the Game Boy. That's a common complaint and a pretty valid one. But it looks a lot better on the Super Game Boy than it does on the actual grayscale of an old DMG. But on either, I find it still has some charm. So in this game, you're out to eradicate all of the Metroids. And that number in the lower right-hand corner is the number that are left, if you've never played this game. So we gotta go hunt down 39 of them and wipe them out. Now this is one that, as I said, I have played this game before. And I like to think that I'm decent at it. Not amazing, but decent. In the future, I may actually try to speedrun this, so if you guys are interested, then please let me know in the comments. Your initial shot is not very effective. It's really, really narrow. It's a lot more narrow than you think. You do begin with missiles in this game too, so it isn't like a lot of Metroids that you actually have to find the missile upgrade. You do start with it in this. You actually start with a pretty healthy amount too. The way the linearity works is that when you kill a certain number of Metroids, then it will unlock the next area, so you just go through and wipe out a few Metroids, and then you'll see the screen shake, and that means that you've opened the next place to go to. And if you find nothing but walls and you can't progress further, you know you haven't gotten all of the Metroids. I actually, when I went back to play this, I didn't realize that. I'd forgotten it. And so I thought I'd gotten all of the Metroids in an area, and then lo and behold, I hadn't. And it took me a few runs to figure out, oh wait, I actually didn't get all the Metroids, so. Good old Morph Ball. You also start this with the Morph Ball. And those are save pillars, so, I mean, I'm sure you saw the save completed, but I like how fast you can save in this game. It's instantaneous. So you can just do it while passing on by. Get hit there a couple times for no reason at all, just for fun. So this game finally added the ability to, well, I mean, I guess finally, it's the second one in the series. But it did add the ability to duck and shoot, and to go transition between a regular duck and Morph Ball, which was, you think of it as just sort of a standard, and if you go back and play the original Metroid, everything feels like it's on ice, and you have these weird physics. You can't duck and shoot, so you can't actually get any of the enemies on the ground. You have to get the bomb upgrade and then Morph Bomb them. And here, finally, you actually have the ability to duck and shoot, and also shoot down when jumping, which is massive. So I don't think this game gets quite enough credit for how much it really moved the series forward. Everyone talks about how great Super Metroid is, and Super Metroid is great, there's no doubt about it. But this game, in a lot of ways, is as much of an upgrade to the original Metroid as Super Metroid is an upgrade to this. And I wonder if a lot of the reason that Super Metroid gets so much credit is because people played the original Metroid and then they played Super Metroid, but they never played this one. Also, the fact that it is in grayscale, unless you're actually playing it on a Super Game Boy or something similar, that does create a less optimal experience. It is a lot more fun to play it like this. And the Super Nintendo controller is also really good for it. I guess sort of humorously, that means that playing Metroid II as the first one on the Super Nintendo is actually kind of the best way to play it, at least in my opinion. And a lot of these rooms do look very, very similar, but at the end of the day, because it's linear, it doesn't punish you quite as much. There's also something nice about, like, they made Samus's movement feel a lot better. They made the missiles feel a lot better, and they just made everything feel so much smoother than the original Nintendo Metroid. It's amazing what they did, really, given the restrictions of the hardware. The sound isn't the best, but that's because of the Game Boy compression. The soundtrack's fine, it's just the sound isn't very good. Get our first E-Tank. I wonder if another gripe that people might have is there aren't any real bosses. Like, the Metroids are bosses, but because there's 40 of them, it doesn't feel like there's something like Kraid or someone like that. But when you get to the end of the game, the Metroids change. And it's really, really pleasing to see the change in the Metroids. It does spice it up, and it actually makes the encounters, because you never know which Metroid you're facing until the very, very end. It's really nice when you don't know what you're going up against. It has this like nice spice and variety, and there's also a lot of upgrades in this game. You get better health drops, you get better items. The overall balance of what you get, how you get it, frequency you get it, that's all a great improvement over the original. The damage boosting like that through the blocks is really fun. I'd actually forgotten that I had the bomb upgrade, so I thought I'd locked myself up there. That's why you saw me walk back and forth a little bit. I was freaking out. Those guys will never shoot until you jump. The moment you jump, they're gonna hit you. So another complaint that people have about this game is that there's no map. And it's true. It's a real problem. I actually do like to pull up a map and just set it beside me. That's the wonderful thing about the internet these days. We can go look up a Metroid map. And you can have a map for this game. But And one of the ways I like to do it is find a map that doesn't have any details on it. So it doesn't have where Morph Ball is. It doesn't have where, or I guess Morph Ball, you already have it, but Spider Ball here. Speaking of which, Spider Ball is something that is really cool in this game, which is just the ability to stick to walls with the Morph upgrade. Its movement is a little bit strange. Sometimes you'll get into these weird situations where you can't move up or down, and you have to tap left or right in order to move up or down on a wall. So there's definitely some weird, quirky things with it. I wish they had done something more with this later. I haven't played a Metroid game since though that has the Morph Ball, the Spider Ball. Oh, Ice Beam. How broken you are. Such a good weapon. One nice thing too is, even though, you wouldn't know that that was there, you can actually go all the way over the top. That secret passage is what I'm talking about. You could go all the way over the top and it comes back. So it's not like it's not like you get that lost. Like I got a little turnaround here from which specific area I needed to go into, but in the end, I just go all the way back up to the top here, and that's fine. I think I actually went past something there. I think there are a couple missile upgrades that I should have grabbed here. Pretty sure I'd go back for them too. Yeah, that's right. I made a mistake here because I have not gotten all the Metroids. As I said, I'd forgotten that the screen shakes when you get everything. And I had not gotten... Oh, I guess I had gotten everything. I'm a little confused. Oh, no. No, I knew I hadn't gotten anything. Everything. There's 4 more down here. That guy just... Man, he... Those things are hard to hit. They're on a plane that's kind of hard to hit, and I did a dumb thing and got in that corner and just got juggled by him. Enemies are pretty good at juggling you in this game, so... It's definitely a real concern. I don't know why, but I find the platforming here to be kind of cathartic. Although, if you're in a block like that, it actually does do damage to you in this game. So that's kind of an interesting thing. And it can be really, really dicey as to whether you want to use the Morph Ball or whether you want to use the Spider Ball in situations. And a lot of times, you can kind of use either. But the problem with the Spider Ball is, with how wide the screen is, if you drop a bomb, it's really, really hard to not get hit by the bomb. It's not quite that hard, but it is difficult to not get hit by the bomb and then get knocked off and sort of punished for it. That's definitely a thing that happens. One of these Metroids I know has a health refill, but I can't remember which one, and that's why you see me pause there and think for a moment. I think it's this one. There are a lot of, dead angles you can get on the Metroids in this game. Dead angling the enemies is definitely a very, very real thing. And considering, again, the limitations, there's actually a pretty wide variety of enemies. The enemy set's pretty varied. Let me know in the comments down below, too, what you guys think of the graphics. they're so surreal in a way. Like if you think about it, Samus is going out to just wipe an entire species out of existence. The fact that the whole thing is these very vibrant sort of surreal colors is actually kind of appropriate. These angles can be a little difficult if you want to actually try and take the enemies out, because you have to jump towards them and there's not really much of a space to reestablish yourself. I was hoping to get a little more energy there since I've got to go get 2 more Metroids. As you can see, though, way better to get 10 energy per drop than what you used to get in the Nintendo version. I think it was either 2 or 5, I can't remember, but bombs do a solid chunk of damage in this game too, which is kind of a nice thing. Yeah, get that health and immediately fall in the stuff that's gonna hurt me a lot. that was smart. Except, you know, not. You can shoot that stuff, by the way. So you can shoot that whatever algae or whatever it is that looks like kind of like coral to me. You can shoot that and it will go away and stop hurting you. You can see there with that Metroid what I mean about there are a lot of ways to dead angle enemies. You can actually jump pretty high in this game just right out the gate. I'm trying to think about it. There are some secrets in this game, but there really aren't. Actually, there really aren't any secrets in this game. I never thought about that. It's more just stuff that you find from exploration. No, I guess there are a couple secrets, but it's not like Metroid 1 or Super Metroid where things are hidden in walls and stuff like that. It's more like you need to explore fully. I guess that's another thing that I kind of like. There are a couple obscure things, but for the most part, if you really go out of your way, that you can see there what I mean about the morph ball. But if you really go out of your way and you're just diligent, you can find almost all the upgrades in a playthrough. And the other thing that's nice is you can play this game relatively quickly too, especially because it's kind of linear. So if you do want to, I said that earlier, but if you want to get a Metroid under your belt and play it in an afternoon, there are few better than this one. It's fun. It has some challenging moments. It's entertaining, and it's beatable in a sort of a passive manner. Don't have to explore an overly large map. Not that other Metroids have overly large maps, but they do have larger maps than this. And actually, there is something like the back and forth of a Metroid game is fine. And I have to say that most of the Metroid games have really outdone themselves for the difficulty of backtracking. But that is something that is really nice about this one, is you do backtrack a little bit, but it's not like you get one item, go all the way across the entire map through every area, turn back around, get the next item, backtrack the entire way that you just backtracked. The backtracks are, by necessity, a little bit shorter, and I think that, for me, that feels a little bit better. I like the backtracking and the exploration of, Metroidvanias, but the fact that it's a little more condensed, it is kind of nice. Those things dropping from the ceiling, you can actually shoot those, but I just keep missing. And I'm certainly not going to turn down all that health. we're back to the lava there, or whatever it actually ends up being. Trying to think. I think we're coming up on my least favorite enemy in the game. These little, like, drills here, whatever they are. Flies, I guess. I don't really mind them. They can be a little bit annoying and obnoxious, but they're not that bad. I don't know what happened there. I just got caught in that wall. I had, and then when I tried to get out of it, I rolled too far. This is also the game that introduces the space jump. So that seems like there are so many things in this game that it introduces the spring ball, it introduces the space jump, it introduces the plasma beam. I mean, it introduces so much stuff, which is just classic Metroid stuff, and a lot of what makes Metroid feel so good when we play it. And this is the game that really started it. You can see I was trying to just, like, clip it and save, and instead I went right over it and paused. Nice try, but failure. This enemy right here. Hate him. Really obnoxious. Hits like a truck. And just can get you in one of those points where you keep thinking you've got him and then you don't, and you get hit, and then you get bounced back, and then you think you've got him and you don't. You get hit, you get bounced back. Maybe I'm just not good, but he's he's a bit of a pain. It's a little weird here because normally already you've been taught that you can't go into these, you know, different shaded areas, and you usually get hurt, and that's one of the exceptions is right there. So this is one of those secrets. I guess there are a few wall secrets, but they're all, you see things from other angles, and so then you know for a fact that you can go through them. And it's really not that much different in color or on the Game Boy. I haven't played Samus Returns, and it looks pretty good. I also haven't played AM2R, so that also looks pretty good. Given how much I love this game, I should probably play both of those, but I don't actually have a Nintendo DS, so I cannot play Samus Returns. This was weird. So basically one of the things I've found is anytime you see a Chozo statue like that, there's always going to be a secret bombable area right there below the floor. In fact, it may literally be always. And I wonder how you were supposed to figure this out. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. The weird thing, though, is right there before you get the Various suit, if you bomb that, it doesn't break. So I have bombed all of those little orbs and not had it break. And then been like, well, what am I supposed to do? It clearly feels like there should be something here. And Samus in the Various suit, in my opinion, in this game, looks awesome. She looks kind of like Iron Man in one of the thick costumes, where it's just like the super armored Iron Man. Yeah, she looks so cool. You don't get another suit upgrade, which is unfortunate. But, I mean, hey, that looks sweet. It's really hard not to like it. I've got to figure out where all the Metroids are. Getting some honest damage reduction here is really nice, though. I don't know what I'm fooling with that guy for, because I know I don't need to. I know I don't need to kill him. I'd like to get a little bit more health, but with the various suit, I'm pretty well equipped here to handle anything the game throws at me for quite some time. There are definitely some enemies that can dish out the pain, and the Metroids can definitely be a battle of attrition, but like these guys, they do so little damage now. Well, I mean they do 10, but I think they do 8 damage now that I've got the various suit. They did do 10, I think. So there you can see, once you knock that out, then it doesn't keep hurting you. These sand areas like this, I think I could have done without. And I actually just straight up forgot about the 2 missile upgrades at the beginning of the game. These fights, so now you're fighting a beta Metroid. The others have been alphas. But the problem is, if you fire a missile into the sand here, one missile will only take out 1 block. So you can run out of ammo really fast there. And there you can see I pick up full health, and I got it mixed up for earlier. I said one of these Metroids has full health. I was wrong. This is where you get the full health. Still always welcome. And now it's time for a Metroid hunt. I forget to go down here, but remember at the last minute. Whenever you see me turn around and stop like that, that's usually a good indicator that I've done something that I realized was foolish, and I'm trying to figure out what it was. You'll notice I do that a lot. That's so weird about this game, too. If it's something that's slightly off screen, you can actually hit it like that, and it'll delay the impact. And I do like the way they tease one beta Metroid, and then everything else is alphas. I do wish the sand didn't reappear every time you went through here. That would have been nice. But if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. It's really kind of awkward that you can go back down into those Metroid shells. Though I really like the fact that the Metroid shells are sitting there. That's such a cool little touch. And even though the music is compressed, I still like the soundtrack. It still feels good. So, the little laser he keeps popping out there will just eat your missiles, which is kind of frustrating, and I think he takes 10 instead of 5. But, overall, not too bad. He's a tough puppy. Go on our climb out. The good old climb. go ahead and zapperoonie those guys. I really don't need that health. I probably should have just skipped it, just for the sake of time. My time in this playthrough is actually pretty good. There's a chance that it really could be reduced enough in order to make it onto some onto the speedruns. And I may do another run and submit it to speedruns.com. But we will we'll just have to wait and see on that. I can see how people would find these parts kind of tedious, but I don't know. I think it's really cool that you're just like, you know, rolling along and exploring that much. There's a real sense of exploration in this game that I really like. And the mix of the different Metroids. There's a secret around here for some missiles, and I honestly don't know where it is, and I do a little searching here. But I cannot find it. I do a little more searching here. Still don't find it. And I don't ever find it. I know it's around here somewhere, but I don't know where I do not know where it is. Trigger that Metroid. And that's a good example of where you can see a power-up, but don't know where it is. Alright folks, with that we will stop it today. And we will pick it back up next week. Thanks for joining. If you liked it, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and hit the bell on your way out. Check us out on our live streams on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Wednesdays are RPG days at 2 p.m. And we usually play for about 4.5 hours. Fridays are just fun days where it's just a game that our viewers would like to see, or we'd like to play, one or the other. And Saturdays starts at noon, all Eastern time, Eastern Standard Time, and we do Getting Goods, where I play a game that is very, very difficult, or I haven't played very much and is difficult, and we see how far we can get in it. Bang our head against it for a while and see what happens. So check on all of that. These videos are always on Tuesdays, and we do modded videos on Thursdays, either mods or repairs, sort of service for the community. So come check it out. If you'd like to see some content or you'd like to see something, please leave a message in the descriptions, or just check out our Discord, check out our website, Facebook, Twitter, it's all down below. And come find us, let us know what you'd like to see, what you like, what you don't like, and keep us posted. Join the group. Thanks very much.